channel, Blendies. Thanks for stopping by again. So today, as mentioned in my community post, I brought the McFarlane's 18-inch Mars that I managed to get a couple days ago. So why did I get this guy? Since I already have the NECA's 18-inch Mars. This is somewhat high in price point, I would say. Not too high, but somewhat high. There are some good ones with good prices, but I was able to find one for $50 US, if I convert it to USD, locally in this blog cafe that I use, blog community that I use. The seller uploaded this for $50, so I'm like, should I get it or not? And I don't know. I just went and told myself that I should definitely do a comparison video between these two because they both are amazing beasts. But just want to say in the beginning anyway, I prefer NECA's Myers. There are some good reasons why I say that. So let's get straight into the review of this McFarland guy first, because I already reviewed NECA video. If you haven't watched it before, I'll put it in the comment section below, so do check it out if you haven't do so. So yeah, let's get straight into the review. So the detail of this guy is not that bad actually. Let's do a little bit of a close look. There we go. So his mask is definitely a bit different to NECA, but let's get to the comparison later on. His eyebrows are quite nicely painted, and I don't know, I just feel like it's a little odd when it comes to the painting of the eye because it looks a bit cartoonish in my opinion. It could have been better, maybe a better hiding with the eye. I mean, it's the lighting that what makes this eye section kind of funny. If you keep this guy in a dark place, of course, just like the movie, you will not be able to see the eye properly. It's the lighting, I'm telling you again. But still, nicely sculpted hair. Really cool. The knife is really nicely done. Let's take the knife out right now, because it's cool. Look at the blood stains and things. Like, look at that, the splash. And I like how the details are done for the handle as well. Nicely textured wood-like texture over here. And yeah, I don't know, it's pretty cool. And it's quarter size, so it's kind of big. It's still slightly smaller than NECA's, I think. But his hands are pretty cool. And I like the mask when you look at it from the side. Definitely terrifying. Look at that. The hand. Really nicely done. Details and stuff. Amazing. Look at the blood stain on the jumpsuit and things. Look at that. The shoe. I feel like the shoe's much better than NECA's, but I don't know. This figure is loose. It's loose in joints. And I'll tell you why. When I put the hand up, the arm up, it just falls off. When I keep it in certain position or certain height, it's pretty cool. It stays there, but it's still loose for both arms. Same for this arm over here. But generally, it's pretty cool. These holes over here are for motion activation, where you will hear Laurie Strode screaming with the transition to Halloween theme. There's a lot of review that's available for the sound feature. I do not have a battery right now, fortunately. But yeah, kind of sucks, right? But still pretty cool. Look at that. I like how the wrinkles are done for all the jumpsuit. This part came a bit cracked for my figure. It came cracked. Do you see that? There's a little crack. But I don't know. I gave it a little bit of super glue, and I did by purpose made the super glue with some, these white smudges, should I say, to make it look like those old jumpsuit when you look at it from a distance and things. But it's not as white as this, as you see in the video. It's mostly just transparent in real life. If you see, you cannot even tell if I put the super glue on this thing or not when you see it in real life. It's just my camera and the lighting. The backside is pretty cool as well. The hair is really nicely done. I like that. The black washes. Look at that. Dark, the brown color over here. The wrinkles everywhere. The speaker at the back Bit of paint chipping. It's an old figure. Look at his bum. Look at the pocket. That's really nicely done. All the wrinkles and things. Yeah, it's really nicely done. So getting into his articulation. His waist swivels. His head swivels side to side only. It's kind of stiff. The arms move up and down. There's a mid-cut swivel. Same for the wrist. Up and down. There's no mid-cut in the left arm, but there's a swivel for the wrist. And both feet moves side to side. And that is it for the articulation. So not much. And yeah, regarding the sound feature, again, I did not have the battery, unfortunately. So, but you can definitely check out the other reviews, because there's a lot of review available for this guy and the NECA 18-inch as well. But they both do play the classic Halloween theme. It's just that McFarlane starts up its sound feature with Laurie Strode screaming in the background. So pretty cool. So back to the very first section of the video. I mean, the angles and things are pretty much the same. So yeah, brought the NECA Myers again next to him. Let's do a quick comparison, because these two are amazing. Of course, the NECA one apparently is a bit taller, which is pretty cool. And there are differences in mask when you can tell, right? But they both have this mask kind of latex wrinkle at the forehead. They both do have the same detail, which is pretty cool. It's just the mask is a bit little bulkier, should I say, for the NECA one. This one has slightly smaller head. Even though they are both announced to be an 18-inch figure, McFarlane scale-wise seems tiny smaller compared to the NECA Myers when you see it in real life. But it's maybe just the head or the torso section. NECA one just looks way bulkier now. And I like how McFarlane has a fixed striking pose, which is pretty cool. Look at that. While Myers just have those classic standing evil-like Myers pose that's fixed over there. They both do not have any leg articulation, but this one's has much more action into it. This one's just classic standing Myers. They both definitely do have their own charm. The shoe detail, I feel like, yeah, obviously the McFarlane version has more exposed sneakers like this, the sole and things. The details are much better for McFarlane. I also do like how McFarlane has a bloodstain on the figure, but I still feel like it's kind of too brightly red colored. It could have been darker, way darker than what it is right now. I've seen some custom painted figure for the McFarlane figure, which was much better in my opinion when it comes to bloodstain painting. But I'm not a type of guy who loves to customize figure. I like to keep it as how it originally are. So, anyways, yeah, they both do have a wrinkle on the jumpsuit, save for the arm section and things. The painting of the hand seems quite brighter for the NECA and things. And I don't know, there's absolutely zero blood or bloodstain for NECA. This one has quite a lot on the jumpsuit and the knife. This one doesn't. And what's the odd thing about McFarlane figures that it's extremely hard to just keep the knife into his fist fixed all the time. It will fall off eventually when you pull the arm down. It just hangs in there. While the NECA one is completely, yeah, it's nicely attached to the hand. There's no issue that I ever occurred as I had this guy for the past 3 years. Pretty cool. I like how they both still maintain their shape. It's really cool. Oh yeah, speaking of the shape, that's his nickname at Dead by Daylight, the shape. That's why I started to collect horror figures, because of Dead by Daylight. And anyways, for the articulation though, I cannot tell which is better. This one definitely has much better head articulation. This can tilt side to side, of course, moves 360. This one can only rotate side to side. The arm, this one can split side to side. This one can't. It has a mid-cut arm swivel and the wrist swivel, just like this guy. This one doesn't have waist swivel, but this one does. The feet articulation is the same. They both have their own charm, but I still feel like the articulation for the neck is still better, in my opinion. It's really cool, and I like it. But I really do like both of the figures. This one also has his stepped mark at the side of the mask. This one doesn't. I feel like this one is just the classic version before he encountered Lori or something. I'm not so sure. But I like the little details that NECA gave to this figure compared to the McFarlanes. But again, I like both of them. I own both of them anyways. But the hair detail seems much better for McFarlane. It's much more crystal clear. You look at the mask from the top. Damn, that's pretty cool for McFarlane. Oh, damn, that's kind of ugly when you look at it from the top. From the top, the mask looks better for McFarlane, in my opinion. If you look at it from the side, because I want to try it. Woo-hoo. Look at that. Yo, that is sick. Look at that. I'm gonna take a photo of that as I take a video right now. That is pretty cool. Yo. Oh my god, that is such a cool display. I like both of them. Damn. Wow. From the side, I really like how the NECA one looks. And the McFarlane one as well. This is sick. The mask is sick. They nailed it when you look at it from the side. I love this thing, man. Look. Oh, wow. Just for NECA, I like how bulky it is. It looks really strong, evil, just pure killer. McFarlane looks more like a fast and intelligent guy compared to the NECA one. It's less bulky, it's more thin, but it seems like he's gonna be much faster than NECA version. But damn, look at that. That is pretty sick. Lastly, let's have a look into the backside. Speaker section. I feel like NECA one's much more patterned, right? This one looks more like a scatter sheet kind of thing, you know. It's more spread out. I like how generally the NECA one seems more organized when it comes to the details, and I mean there's no bloodstain. It's very simple. It's just completely standing still terrifying. A lot of details. And McFarlane, cool striking pose. There is definitely a color difference between these two. This one has more glossy kind of looking. This one's more of a flat matte coated. And I'm a type of person who loves flat matte coated figures, but I don't know, they both have their own charm for this. I really just love the McFarlane one. And regarding the screw section, yeah, now that I think about it, with the screw things, McFarlane looks much better. At least for the back side of the figure. There's a lot of screws at the back here. This one doesn't. Wow, okay. This tells how when they were making this figure back then, it seems like they took a lot of care to not expose and mess up the design of the figure with the screws and things. That is pretty impressive. Wow. Pretty happy with that. And the pocket details and things, I feel like the McFarlane's better. But the wrinkle section and things, they have their own charm. I think I like the color scheme on the McFarlane, but the detail on the NECA one seems pretty solid in my opinion. So, I don't know, they both are a really cool figure. Again, I cannot really recommend you a single figure to go first. If you like classic Myers, and if you want to display the figure like myself, where I just keep the head slightly tilted side to sideways, go with NECA. But if you're the type of guy who loves action-related kind of poses, and if you prefer the striking pose over standing pose, go with McFarlane. But let me tell you what, if you are a Michael Myers fan, you will end up getting both of them anyway. Because that happened to me, and quite a lot of people that I know behind these YouTube stuff. I also am active locally with all these collection-related things. You're gonna end up getting both of them. Well, thank you, Blendies, for stopping by again, and if you managed to reach all the way to this moment in the video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure the notification's on, leave that thumbs, and make sure if you want to communicate, write the comments below. Whatever you want to talk about, feel free to do so in my channel, you are here to communicate based on all the collection you like and things, no matter what the genre is. You're always welcome to do so in my channel. Just make sure it's appropriate. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll come back with another review.
In Blend we trust, joy with every bust. Action figures in a row, bringing smiles as they glow. Superheroes on the shelf, each one made with love. Unboxing magic every week, happiness we always seek. Living in a toy land, Blend seeks our hand, exploring every brand. Action figures so grand.